Hi, and welcome here. I'm so happy you are here with me again on my working table and in my studio. This video will be all about me experimenting or being a little chemist, or yeah, what can we call it? I want to try to see if I can put my dried leaves or embed them in different papers so they will keep the color for a longer time. Instead, when I use my dry things in my pieces, they will fade over time, especially if they are in sunlight. And I don't know if it will work or what it will end, and where I will end with this experiment. But you will have to take it as as it comes, and I must add too. But I hope I can achieve something I can use for something. I've been playing a little before I started this video, so I have a little idea of what I'm going to do. But my name is Lisbeth. I'm a Danish abstract mixed media artist who like to do many different things. And if you're like me, you like to use strange things and different things and things not meant for what they are been invented for in your mixed media work. Find my playlist called Techniques, and there you can find all kinds of different things I'm doing with strange techniques or different techniques and maybe something you don't know. And the link for that will be here below under the video, under the little word more. And everything else I mention with links on, you find there under the little word more. What else do I want to say? Yeah, I'm Danish, so pardon my bumpy English, but hopefully you can understand what I'm saying. And I don't think I want to say much more else, but I have a Ko-fi account for those of you who want to support my channel or the work with my channel, and especially the one of you who are doing my challenges I have been going on. There also is a link there for you. But let us get started and see what experimentations I can come up with today of crazy fun things. Long story short, all this started because here at Easter time I have my brother-in-law and his wife visiting, and they gave me a big plant of this what is it called, hydrangea. And there was some really nice colored big flowers on them. So I've been, now it is nearly dead now, but I have been saving a lot of these and dried them. And ever since I have been a child, I have been drying flowers, picking flowers, love nature things. So I also here at Easter had some daffodils that I dried the heads of them. I have a ginkgo leaf and some other leaves I have been drying, and right now the colors are fading. This is a Japanese marble, and I don't know what that is, a leaf. This is a recent strawberry leaf because I've been eco dyeing and there was one leaf left, so I dried that. And this is also a Danish flower of some kind, but I really like the shape of the leaves. But all these things here will faint if I just let them lie like this. So I've been thinking about embedding them in some very thin papers so you still can see it up through the papers. And that is what I will be experimenting with today. So I have picked out, I think I will move this a little out here to that side. I've been picking out 4 different papers I think I want to try. This is just ordinary tea bags from when I have been drinking tea. I have emptied them and dried them, and they were dried when I emptied them, but I just keep them in a box, and they are useful for many things. And I have taken some of the lighter ones with not so many marks on. So that is one paper I want to try. Another paper here is this very thin paper, and that is what you in US call the medical exam paper. So I will also try to use that. And the third paper I have, the third paper I have here is, in Denmark we call it manifold paper, and it's the paper architects use for when they are drawing something. They have a sketch under, and then they draw over it here. And that is also a very thin but very sturdy paper. And the last paper here is just totally ordinary tissue paper for gift wrapping or so. I don't want to use the wet strength tissue even though I have it, because I know when I put different mediums on that, it doesn't get very translucent, so I don't think it will work here. It's good for many other things. If you're doing big jelly prints and you don't want to get your papers to break up it has its use. But these 4 papers is what I'm going to use. And also I want to do 2 different things. Either use gloss medium or, yeah, you can't see it, but that is matte medium I have in here. And I know from earlier experience, if I take not the ordinary tissue paper because it breaks very easily, but when I take the 2 other papers and spray them with water and then use gloss medium, they get so translucent. So that's the most translucent thing I have ever seen. So of course I will try that. And yeah, I will do a little of everything. And the last thing I have been thinking about is, why not put a very, very light wash over the pieces when they are done, or perhaps put a very, very diluted fluid paint in the medium before I apply the medium. That is my thoughts right now for what I will start doing. And let us just begin. One thing you need for this experiment are, you can see this piece here, that is a baking sheet, a silicone baking sheet, and you can do it on that because then the medium won't stick to it. But I have these, I don't know what they are for. I have bought them in an IKEA a couple of years ago. They are stiff, but I very often use them when I'm doing something that I want to move around and where things doesn't stick. For instance, when I'm painting my tissue papers and so on. So that is why I can use them here. But I think I will start with this tissue paper here. And why not, let me see if I can get the lid off. Yes, I could here. This is just matte medium and not gloss medium, sorry. And you don't need to use golden, you can use any brand you want. So move this away a little there so I can put it there. So I think I will just give it a layer of the medium here. And you need to do it on both papers so they will glue together. So there the first one was. So let me just take a little of this and one of these, and then I will take another paper here, put it over and apply the gloss medium again. there. And try to get the air bubbles out if there are air bubbles. So I think that is okay. So I will just turn it around here and do another one. And in this case, I think perhaps I want to try to spray it with water and see if that makes a difference. Here, so I just have my spray bottle here. And again, apply some of the gloss medium. And you can see this doesn't tear. If the ordinary tissue gift wrap paper, that will tear. So that's not a good way to spray that. So now let us pick. I think I would go for this one. And again, put this over and give that a spray. Yeah, perhaps it wasn't necessary to spray the one in the bottom, because that would be the back side, but now I did it. It is quite robust, this tea bag paper here. And out with the air bubbles. There, there. And you can nurse it till your heart's content. And I think I will go and find a cloth so I can wipe some of it off. There. And there. And the last one we can put there. In this case, I think I will try the matte medium to see if there is any difference. And even though I know I use gloss medium and I'm not a glossy girl, I would, if it ends up being translucent, you can always give the gloss medium pieces a layer or a thin layer of matte medium up on top when it's dry, so the glossy thing would disappear, but the translucent, transparent look will stay there. There. So let's just take this piece here. I really like these leaves here. There. And put that on one over here. And again some gloss, no, matte medium over. I'm not frugal. I give it a good layer. There. And now you can see, now I have only tea bags on this one, so now I can remove this and put it aside to dry, and I can take a new one and do some of the other ones. And I'm so lucky that we have very nice weather here right now, so I think I would put it out in the sun, so hopefully it will dry a little quicker. This is the manifold paper. Yes, perhaps I should write a little note somewhere so I can recognize the tea bag paper. That is easy to recognize, but let us go for this. Yeah, I think I also want to spray this here. There. And You can see also this is quite sturdy, this paper here. And let us put this one in here. And then I will just flat this down here. And again sprayed. And use some gloss medium. I don't know if the gloss medium will glue very well when I'm making it wet, but I hope so. So again, I will just squeeze the bubbles out. Out with them. Whoops. Don't want bubbles here. And you could say, why don't you take such a big piece of paper? Yeah, you never know what you are going to use it for. So it's nice to have something around it if it's ending up in a journal or something. Yeah. So this was the gloss with water, and let's turn it this way. So just let me do it with no water. And put 1, 2, 3 of them in here, and go over it like this. And again, some gloss medium. Yeah, I think you got it now, but out with the bubbles. And here it is it's in fact the easiest way is to use your fingers. I don't think this one's getting very translucent, but we will have to see when it dries. I'll give it a little more here. There, and then I will wipe my fingers off. And do I have room for another one here? I think I have. And again, here I will go for the matte medium. Yeah, that was a lot. What can we put in here? I'm being more and more messy here. Let us just take this big ginkgo leaf there. And see, and some water. And some matte medium. Typical me, I'm ending up with glue everywhere. Out with the bubbles. this way here. Yeah. I will continue a little more, and I would do the last. Yeah, I have 2 papers more. So let us see. Don't you think you need to see all this gluing, but I can start them up. Yeah, and no glue on my phone, please. So here we go for the medical exam paper, and I will just start with some gloss medium. And put this little strawberry leaf in there. And yeah, go over it there. And again. So this was just the gloss without water or anything else. Out with the bubbles. They are resisting. Whoops. Right now it looks like it is going pretty transparent or translucent, so I can see the leaf pretty clearly here through. So I'll just rub it a little like this. So I would do the same again. One with gloss medium and water, and one with matte medium, but exactly the same with this medical exam paper. So for the last piece of kind of paper here, so this is a ordinary tissue paper, and that is the most brittle of these papers here, so here you have to be a little more careful. So should we put this one in here? And flap this one over. Flatten it, and again gloss. And use my fingers to get most of the bubbles out if there is any bubbles. Don't use your best brushes for this project here, because all this medium is going into the bristles, and they don't like that very much, even though as soon as I'm done here, I will go and rinse them, but don't use your best watercolor brush or anything for that. Like they don't like this here. So I'll just put this here, but I will do the same. No, I won't put water on these, so I will just make one with the matte medium. And then the last thing I think I want to try is also here with the tissue paper, to see if I could put some diluted paint on, but I will show you that in a second. This is ordinary tissue paper, and again I will use gloss medium, and I will try to put a little of this diluted yellow iron oxide in. It's nearly empty, this bottle, so I put water in it, so it should be quite diluted. So let us see if that can work. I have no idea. Oops. I'll just use my fingers here. There should be a binder in the paint, but if it's so diluted so it doesn't work, I don't know. But let us see here. They are very brittle, these small leaves here. So let us just put this over here. And again, put some paint in and a little of the gloss medium. If that doesn't work, I would do it the other way around, meaning I would put the paint on when the other pieces are dry if I want to give them paint. I don't know if I want to. I have no idea if this would look great or awful or how it will work. But if you don't try it, you will never know. So again, let us get the air bubbles out here. I think I have one piece of paper more, so I can try to make one in another color and see if that looks nice. But you don't need to see me or do that. But I will be back when all these are dry, and then we can look at them and come up with a conclusion of what is working best and what I like and what I don't like. I think they all are so dry now, so we can look at them. And let us see if we can peel one off up here. And hopefully it works, my theory about doing it on a plastic surface so it won't stick. And it's quite easy to get up. Yeah, and perhaps it isn't fully dry here on the back side yet. And, but you can see it is quite easy to pull up. And this tea bag paper is really quite sturdy. So when I look at them here, I can't quite see which one of these two has matte medium or gloss medium on. And I can't either see it on the back side on this kind of paper. So here I don't think it matters very much if it's glossy or matte medium you're using. But I really like the look of it on the tea bags. And you can easily see the little flowers through. So I would not hesitate to do this again. I would just take the medium that is closest to my hand. I don't think it does anything different if it's glossy or if it's matte. Of course, the back side is a little plasticky, but again, medium is plastic, if you can say so. So I will just put them there and let them dry a little more. They could have sit half an hour more or so, I think. So this paper here, that was see here. I think this is manifold paper. And this quite easily come off here. And here I can see this is the gloss medium, but it's not very translucent. And this one was the matte medium, and on the fronts this was what was up. It's not very good, but here in fact you can see it, and I think this would help to have a little color on it besides this, but it is sitting there. And this one here is also gloss. Yeah, it's the gloss on this side is up, and this worked quite well, I think. But perhaps they are a little more not so. Yeah, what can we tell? There's missing some color on, perhaps. But of course we can do something about that. But that was manifold paper. So away with this here, and so this here must be the medical exam paper. And let me see if I can get this off. I think this looks a little more translucent than the manifold paper does. Yeah, it's exactly like, yeah, if you're redheaded like me and you were in the sun too much as a child, all my skin always ended up, I could peel it off. And it's exactly the same here with the medium. My fingers there was also covered in it, but I have washed them now. But this also is quite okay. I think you're able to see the leaf. And then there's this one here. As the technique works, that conclusion I can reach, but how translucent the different papers are, we can discuss. I think I would have liked them to be more translucent than these are. But again, it's a nice little thing to put in a journal or something, I think. So this was the medical exam paper, and now for the ordinary gift tissue paper. And this was the matte medium, this leaf here. And yeah, it's like it's turned matte, but some places you can see it more clearly. And again, not very translucent. This was the gloss. Yeah, here on the back side it's quite okay. And the last one here. Yeah, I think they are best from the back side. Yeah, it's a nice one, and you can in fact see my hand through this. So I think the cheap the cheap gift wrapping paper is the most translucent one in this case here, and I would have expected that the medical exam paper would go more translucent, but it doesn't. So also some very fine small pieces here you can use in your art journals. And these here were the ones, so I put a little paint on also. So let us see here. Yeah, here are all the skins again. And it gives it a little more if I put color in. So some of the other ones I think I would give color now. But here I put the diluted acrylic paint into the medium or brushed it on while it all was wet and dry. This is just ordinary gift tissue paper, this one. And also this one here. I tried different colors and doing it. Yeah, you could have a lovely little piece of something here. And then there's is the last one here. Let us see if I can pick that up. It's a good thing to have a substrate that doesn't that works so you can put it up. Here, that's the back side and that's the front side. In fact, I also here again think that the back side is the nicest one. So it's quite glossy here, and I in fact don't like glossy, so I think I would use this side here for something. So this was all my experiments for this video here, and you of course can decide what you like best and what you want to try. I'm a little disappointed that these aren't more translucent, but perhaps they are. Maybe it's just me. Yeah. If I should do this again, I wouldn't go for the medical exam paper and for the architect paper, or what was the name? The manifold paper. I would go for tea bag paper, I think, and just ordinary gift wrapped tissue paper. That, I think, was the conclusion of this experiment. And yeah, that is perhaps not something for you, but I have had this in my head for some time, and now I have tried it, and now I know what I think works and what I like best. That is not the same as you would like something better than I do, and that's quite fine. So, but I was thinking about perhaps taking, let us try that just a little more quick something. I will put them these different ways here so I know what is what. I can see what is glossy and what is not glossy. So let us take this here and put a little drop of that there, and put a little water in, and then so it perhaps gets a little more interesting instead of this white paper here. But again, this of course has to dry, but I think you can see it does something good. Let me also do it on the back, just to be sure. It's like it's not have glued on here on the, I don't know if it was the front or the back, but it doesn't matter. Here I think it starts to get interesting because now it got some color on, and you can clearly see the leaf. So now I could think of using it in one of my artist books or in my journals or whatever, collages, whatever I'm doing. So I think this is the way I would do it if I would use them, unless it's the tea bag paper. You don't need to put color on the tea bag, use tea bag papers. Yeah, so this is all for this little video. I don't think it is so long as my video used to be, but I will take some close-ups of them all here at the end of the video, and then I will say a proper goodbye. Just quickly, I try to lay them on some black paper to see how that looks, and that is also an option to do that I hope this video have given you some inspiration to try to embed or leave your dried flowers or leaves in the same color as they were. And perhaps you know other methods or can come up with other kinds of papers or ideas for doing that. And if you have a really good solution for making the papers even more translucent, please let me know. But if you have been inspired here by looking at what I have been trying to do, please give my video a thumbs up and please consider subscribing my little Danish channel. That would be very much appreciated. You could also hit the notification bell so you know every time there's coming a new video up. And please, as I said, give me a comment about this here. There's probably much more to explore about this, trying to preserve flowers and leaves that way here. But else I will just say, please be playful and creative, and please take care of yourself and people around you, and not but least of all, please be nice to everybody. So I will just say bye bye for now, and hopefully I will see you soon again. Farvel, farvel.